Hello, what's the crack? What's the story? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out the Ark Encounter in Kentucky. I've checked out Kentucky before. I did the Mammoth Cave. That was so cool. That was so cool. It's about 400 miles of cave. It's ridiculous. Check it out. You're gonna check it out later. But yeah, I don't know what to expect here. I do like Kentucky so far on this channel. Yeah, let's go.
Good morning, Patrick Kanuski. I'm the Director of Operations at the Ark Encounter. This Ark that you see here is a direct representation of the biblical account of Noah and the flood. So what we've done here is we've taken the true dimensions of the Bible in Genesis and we've replicated a full-size Ark. But in 2004,
So literally, they replicate Noah's Ark. So I'm guessing everything that was in Noah's Ark, it's gonna be in here. What? So all the animals, obviously, are they gonna have the real animals? What? That's so cool. Because imagine, I remember growing up, you read that in the Bible, you learnt about it in school, but someone actually bringing it to life. This would be so good for kids to go see, That'd be so cool. What? Again, if I do come to Kentucky, I will come to Kentucky sometime. I would love to see this. This is so cool already. What?
even the first thoughts about doing an Ark replica was thought about, and it just kept moving up on the to-do list, and then eventually broke ground in the summer of 2014, and then we opened the Ark Encounter in July of 2016. Since that time, we've had hundreds of thousands of people come through here. It's got rave reviews. People are very excited about this. And the first deck is really an introduction to the Ark. It's our shortest deck, is just to get people oriented to the Ark itself, how big the wood is and things of that nature, and some animal cages and some information about some of the animals. The second deck is really where the story starts, and the first exhibit that everyone sees is an exhibit called the Pre-Flood World, Pre-Flood Society, which really sets up for the guest why was the Ark built in the first place. It starts with creation in this particular exhibit, and it goes through sin and the fall of man, and then how society really degraded from there, and how it was so bad that God said, hey, have a do-over, basically. And then Noah and his family are seen in working scenes on deck 2 as well, feeding the animals, and also Noah.
Yeah, if you like history, this is going to be up your alley. Oh my God. And also, I can just imagine the amount of revenue it must bring into that community over there. Imagine the town that this is in, or the amount of money it's going to be bringing in for them. Because so much tourists are going to be coming there. That's so good. That was an idea. And it's well deserved. I'm not sure if anyone has ever thought about this. Because obviously when you read about this in the history books in the Bible, they make it look like it was so big that you can't even replicate it. Because it's like I think it's 2 of each animals on the Ark. So this is sick. So far, this is really cool. Let's get back.
In his study, there's a library that's set up in there. There's a wood shop, a blacksmith shop, and then just different exhibits like that. And one of our main features on deck 2 is the door. And you may see the ramp that's behind me here. That ramp goes to the door on deck 2, and there's a gospel presentation there. And we also, every day on deck 2, have live animals that we bring in from our zoo. Bring those up on the elevator and get them right into deck 2 so people can actually see live animals on the Ark. We have kangaroos, and right now a couple of the female kangaroos have joeys in their pouch, which is pretty neat. We have camels and donkeys, and the camels and donkeys, we actually have rides on those that people can take. We also have some farm animals like goats and smaller animals in a petting area. And those animals, various different combinations of those animals come onto the Ark every day. So that's really deck 2. And then once the folks go up to deck 3, again, that's another large, it's a tall deck, deck 2 being the tallest, but deck 3 is a large deck as well. And there's a lot of excellent museum quality exhibits on deck 3. The first thing that the guests will see is Noah's living quarters. So we've set up a living quarters for Noah and his wife and then Noah's sons and their wives. So the 8 people, their living quarters, there's a garden, there's a kitchen.
I think I like the fact that it's so realistic. It's literally so realistic. They look so real and they're doing, normal, mundane stuff we all do. That's so cool. Imagine being a kid, you've read the story, you've learned about it, and then you get to see it in real life. I can just picture, little me, going in, saying that. That'd be so cool. If I do go to, when I do come to Kentucky, I'll be there. Get ready for that. Get ready.
Kitchen, a dining area, an aviary, things of that nature in the living area. I also want to mention there's two movie areas, 2 film areas, where on deck 2 in the stern, there's a Noah's interview. Back in Noah's time, there's an atheist lady from a newspaper, a local newspaper there in Noah's time, and she interviews Noah, and then the sequel to that movie is on deck 3, where the same actors are actually in modern day, and they're interviewing a guy named Noah who works here at the Ark Encounter. So that's it's really a powerful presentation on deck 2 and deck 3 in our theaters. And then continuing around on deck 3, again, the museum quality exhibits on deck 3 are just amazing. There's an exhibit about the flood geology, what the earth would have looked like before and after the flood, how dramatically the earth was changed by the flood. There's an exhibit on the Ice Age. There's an exhibit on ancient man, the Tower of Babel, and then finally we get to an exhibit that discusses and presents the rainbow. It's called the Rainbow Covenant, which is really the promise that God made that the earth would not be destroyed again by water, by a flood, and it talks about the rainbow. And then another thing that we're very proud of is that Mr. Green and the Hobby Lobby group has displayed a lot of their Bible artifacts in an area that's called Museum of the Bible. Museum of the Bible is being constructed right now in Washington, D.C., and that museum has let us borrow some of their artifacts. And
I said, this guy looks so cool with his glasses. I find him so cool. I'm trying to still image. I just continue. I'll pause when I do see him. He looks so cool with the glasses as well.
That's called Museum of the Bible. Museum of the Bible is being constructed right now in Washington, D.C., and that museum has let us borrow some of their artifacts, and the artifacts are going to stay here in 11 different display areas on deck 3. It's really an awesome display of the Bible. And then finally, the last exhibit that folks will see on deck 3 is an exhibit we call Why the Bible is True, and it's actually a walk through a storybook of 3 college students and their travails. They're in a class about the Bible and world religions, and just what exactly does their professor espouse in this class, and they kind of wrestle with what the professor's saying. And there's a whole story about these 3 college students as you wind through this storybook, and it's a very good gospel presentation at the end. So that's really good. And again, we have the zoo that's out back. We have a restaurant here also, a 1,500 seat, which is quite good. And if you read everything, if the guests would read all the exhibits, and if they would have something to eat, and if they would go to the zoo, it probably takes a good read everything.
Do you know what? I like the old vibe. If you look at it, it's so olden vibe, traditional. It's not, you feel like you're back then, that time when Noah was building. Let's look at the old architecture. Look at that. Everything just looks so.
And if they
look at that, it just looks so, like I'm back in the, I don't know, something BC, 10 BC, 12 BC. They've really put a lot of time and thought into this, and obviously they spent a lot of money. I'm guessing this probably cost like close to probably like 300 to 500 million. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. If anyone know how much actually costs, let me know. If there's another cool videos like this as well, please comment down below. I'm literally loving all this American stuff. I'm absolutely loving it. When I do come there, oh, it'd just be so cool to see this in real life. But yeah, let's continue.
They would have something to eat, and if they would go to the zoo, it probably takes a good 3, 4, 5 hours to go through the whole Ark Encounter as it is right now. The best way to get in touch with us is we have a lot of websites. The Answers in Genesis website will also take you to the Creation Museum website and the Ark Encounter website. And you can get your tickets online if you want on those websites. The website also has our phone numbers that are available here in Kentucky. You can call folks to make reservations if you want to actually talk to a person instead of doing it online. Again, we appreciate you all watching this about the Ark Encounter, and we'd like to see you here. Again, you'd be one of hundreds of thousands of people that have come, and I think you'll be amazed when you get here. Another feature that we have here that is very popular is we have overnights here on the Ark. So youth groups, other groups can come here and sleep over on the Ark. Instead of staying out in town at a hotel or something, youth groups come here actually at night, right after we close. They bring their bedding into those theaters I was telling you about on deck 2 and 3, and they bed down, they put their things down there, they go on a scavenger hunt that night when they get here. They also see a movie and have a snack, and then we usually bed them down around 11:30 or so at night.
That would be so cool. Imagine being in your early teens and you're traveling with your mates, your friends, and you guys get to stay on this Ark. That's so cool. What a great idea. That's sick. I feel like this is such a family thing to do. Oh my god. Imagine you have kids. You say you can spend 3, 4, 5 hours of just chilling, learning about history. Because I feel like you can tell them so much about it, but when they actually get to witness it, it's like, wow, it comes to life. This is sick.
The next morning they get up, they have their own program at the zoo, their own private program at the zoo. They have breakfast at Mzara's kitchen at the restaurant, and then they stay on the Ark all day. And that is quite reasonable. It's a regular ticket plus only $19. So if folks come here with a large group, youth group, obviously you need to have chaperones and things of that nature, but if they come with a group, high school, junior high, youth groups, etc., school groups or church groups, then they can stay here on the Ark overnight instead of staying out in a hotel.
Good question. Right now, I'm documenting some of the terrible things that happened before the flood. I need to warn my children and their children after them what can happen if they do not follow the Creator.
Lie. That was so cool. That was so cool because I didn't know what to expect, and the geezer that narrated it so well. Even the architecture, just be able to hold that up. The architecture must have been sick. Oh my god, the planning to do that. I feel like I would love to see a video of maybe a time lapse of how they started and everything. How much? I'd love to know how much it cost. how did they transport? Literally, that's literally good. That's kind of stuff. I'm so nerdy to stuff like that. I love stuff like that. Yeah, if you guys want to see more stuff like that, you know what to do. Any American stuff you want to check out, comment down below, and I'd love to actually react to it. Keep liking, make sure you subscribe, push all notifications, because I do post at least once a day. So much American content for you guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.